Check. I think we got the wrong cue. It's the wrong cue? Yeah, it's the wrong cue. Ah, crap. Yes. And yes. Thank you. And hold on. Get my b-boy stance. Cool. Now. Of course, needless to say, most of you who are listening to the show realize that there are certain things that are out of sequence today. So that's what happens when you deal with me. Anyway, let us put our hands up, like so, and that way, not like this, like we're being arrested, but more or less to receive. This way, at least, we got it that far, into receiving. So all together now. I want to thank y'all for getting me up and making me rise this morning, the pretty glorious day that He has presented to me, as well as help those who cannot help themselves, and to show compassion to our enemies, even if they're needing a patata and a culo. Most importantly, to make us better human beings and learning to love and respect one another as we should be. Yeah? But most importantly, that we all have greater days ahead of us, that we succeed in the opportunities that you do present to us on a day-to-day basis. In Jesus Christ, we pray these things. Jah Rastafari. And to the 227th heir to the throne of Jah. Haile Selassie, ruler, the keeper of Solomon's dream. Jah Rastafari. All right, now if you have all seen or do know at this particular point, we are live on Facebook and YouTube, so we can do the simulcast. If you guys want to join in the conversation, get something to rebut, that sort of thing, then fine, by all means. We want to include you. This is the only station that voices the voiceless content, and I have to sneeze. Yeah, boy. This is not gonna be nice. I wake up with allergies. You know what I mean? Crap. Oh. Anyway. I wake up in the morning with allergies. I don't know why. I guess this place. How can this place be dusty? Oh man, damn! I forgot to pull my damn underwear out of the freaking window. Yeah. See this? This is the poor man's drive. Oh God. Okay. Now that we got all this together. Okay. At least now we got this together somewhat. And today, as you know, we are in the last couple of days. We got one more day here before the end of our brutal assault on Black history here, known as the African Mental Liberation from Diasporic Mystery in Black History Month. So, some of you get the joke, some of you don't get the joke. But the joke is, the references I've seen so far of how people actually celebrate or take knowledge or have a conscience about understanding anything about Black history, evident to use it as a bygone tag or a branding issue for consumerism. That has nothing to do with Black Friday whatsoever, other than the fact that the space is blacker than anything else. All right, so welcome my people to the KTNG Morning Show. Sucker punched on that one. Oh, Yes, good morning and welcome to the Ktng Morning Show. That's right. And I am your host with the most. What the hell is that? Oh, that's visible gray hair. It's visible gray hair. I like that. Anyway, I am your host, the most, the G to the R to the I to the T to the Z SD from the top of the mountain to the underneath the 25 freeway. Host from the most on both coasts and the best in the Midwest. So don't test or catch a dirt nap with a hole in your neck. That freak on the peak on television on Facebook and YouTube. We start up your week. So coffee up for the attack and laugh. Cause this is the KTN Morning Show, KTG Morning Show on track. Morning, break your fast because the evolution of revolution is everyone's solution. Let's get it on, and it's time to bust that ass. Yeah. Okay, so we now have a dual first in the African mental liberation from the sport mystery in Black history. So open your mind to freedom and know your price to get it. So here is the thing. Okay, now this is the first time in Black history that we've ever had a sellout. Make history in less than, say, I don't know, maybe 3 months. Okay, this is the first time in Black history that Omarosa has been fired. Is the only Black celebrity that's actually been fired from every job she's ever had. Okay, what does that tell you about the unemployment rate? Okay. It tells you the unemployment rate for stoic ass gold digging ass bitches and so forth, that your time is up. Okay, we tired of listening to your fucking psycho drama. We're done. All right. Anyway, I'd like to start the show off with what the hell happened to my ass. Anyway, not much, but I am making headway. The case between me and Check and Cash is going to escalate very badly for them. I'm in contact with an old friend of mine from the FBI, and we're gonna run some numbers here for what kind of counterfeit crap is going on. So yes, I am using the feds, people. I don't use these little Indians they have running around giving you this, that, and everything else. No, I go for the Chiefs. Simply, it's called a headshot. Right? Go for the head, knock it off, and everything falls downhill. This is how you affect change in the protocol and change the way you attack the system. Stop messing around with the Chiefs. Stop messing around with the Indians. And if the big kahuna is basically, an arrogant piece of shit, 9 times out of 10, they'll listen to you, but they ain't gonna do nothing. So, gun reform, please. Y'all can run that story 1,000 different ways. Okay, 1,000 different ways. But it's all going to come down to only two things. The NRA, their money so entrenched into the GOP. Okay, or no. Let's take the or out of it. We know the NRA basically is doing that, and your right to vote. Okay. And how well the lobbyists are going to basically affect what it is that you do for the Second Amendment. So now the Second Amendment is going to have a very emotional bandwagon when it comes to, say, the 2020 elections, 2018 elections and whatnot. Now I guarantee you, everything that is happening on Cheeseburger's Watch right now screams impeachment. If he even makes it past the second year. Okay? But we're not even going to go into that. We're not even going to go into that right now. Because if anything, you must learn more. Okay, you must learn more about some of the Athens, or as they say, the last bits of vestiges, or what is known as our Black mystery, or the mystery that is our history in any month. I mean, shortest month of the freaking year. Come on. Anyway, let's go back to a day. Where there should be enough Black entrepreneurs and very wealthy people who should be able to undertake a very long research thing that should have, we have closure on the issues of slavery. All right. What about let's see. How about going through the Middle Passage and see if you can actually wrestle the chains, slave chains that were used to suppress and oppress a mighty group of Africans from the Bantu tribe and certain places throughout Sierra Leone. That dragged thousands, if not a million black people into the water when the boats were not, the ships were not like, as they would say, seaworthy. All right. Tell you what, let's go to say the first revolt on a slave ship. Do you know what that is? If you do, by all means, please jump into conversation. All right, jump into conversation. All right. Okay, so this is based out of friendship. Okay. I know I'm a sick person. Anyway, it was a two-mast schooner owned by a Spaniard living in Cuba. Became renowned in July 1839 for a slave revolt by Mende captives who had been enslaved in Sierra Leone and were being transported from Havana, Cuba, to their purchasers' plantations. The African captives took control of the ship, killing some of the crew and ordering the survivors to sail the ship to Africa. The Spanish survivors secretly maneuvered the ship north, and La Amistad was captured off the coast of Long Island by the brig USS Washington. The Mende and La Amistad were interned in Connecticut while federal court proceedings were undertaken for their disposition. The owners of the ship and Spanish government claimed the slaves as property, but the U.S. had banned the African trade and argued that the Mende were legally set free. But because of issues of ownership and jurisdiction, the case gained international attention, known as United States versus the Amistad in 1841. The case was finally decided by the Supreme Court of the United States in favor of the Mende, restoring their freedom. It became a symbol of the United States in the movement to abolish slavery. I don't care, how much you guys go and look at your quote-unquote American history. You will notice that Lincoln had nothing to do with the freedom of the slaves whatsoever. Nope. He had nothing to do with it. He did not set anybody aside. Juneteenth, he did not set nobody free. Okay? Come on, people. He's still standing up for this, Star Spangled Banner when it shows you in the third verse that you're worth no more than like a third of a person, your cargo, and your piece of crap, which is expendable to the mighty regime which is known as the New World Order. Now you're catching on. Okay. Now, as it says, La Amistad was a 19th century two-masted ship for about 220 some odd feet. But the captain of the Pharaoh, La Amistad, had some very, very interesting travels. The 53 Mende captives, 49 adults, 4 children, have been taken to taken from Mendeland, modern-day Sierra Leone. So Mendeland, Sierra Leone. You see how people basically just go in their own damn backyard and say, "I claim this for the Queen of Spain." And Queen Charlotte was probably the youngest and dumbest queen with a lot of money and no brains. Damn, that almost sounds like cheeseburger. Then again, the only thing she's got to her credit is that she has a little town named after her called Charlottesville. Go figure. Anyway. About July 1st, once free, the men below quickly went up on deck and armed with machete-like cane knives, attacked the crew, successfully gaining control of the ship under the leadership of Singbe Pia, later known in the United States as Joseph Sinke. See how they change not only the name of your land, but your name of your own self. They change the name of yourself so that way if you couldn't spell, you got great command of the English language as well as the alphabet. You mean to tell me you couldn't spell the man's name properly? Okay, fine. They killed the captain and some of the crew, but spared Don Jose Ruiz and Don Pedro Montez, the two owners of the slaves, so they could guide them back to Africa. While they demanded to be returned home, the navigator Montez, deceived about the course maneuvering the ship north along the North American coast until they reached the eastern tip of Long Island, New York, discovered by a naval brig, USS Washington, while on surveying duties. Amistad was taken into U.S. custody. The men were interned at the New Haven, Connecticut, while the courts settled their legal status and conflicting international claims regarding La Amistad's ownership as well as the status of its property, including slaves. Now, supposedly that slavery had ended, but of course, Spain was like, okay, well, you guys can, basically like stop here, but here, pretty much in the South, and what's in the South, and everything else that we got that we're making a living from, and helping the Pope actually have enough coffers to enough finished coffers to set aside for a different kind of utopian society once it goes blank into a knee impulse, and we all find ourselves walking around and acting like cavemen. Okay. It is a scramble. How Spain and Italy successfully raped the world of its culture, systematically took many of its gold artifacts and its talismans and everything else, and buried them underneath the archdiocese. A lot of people don't realize, just like Russia, they have reserves. Russia has basically up to $800 trillion in diamonds sitting underneath, the Great Russian Hall. And for as long as, say, the Vatican has been in operation, beyond the Inquisition, we're talking like these guys have been pillaging across the the globe since way back when Magellan was charting crap. So once they figured they can rape and rob the West Indies and Africa, they've been getting them for ever since then. And ever since then, Africa has always been very well rich in resources. Okay, the continent of Africa is far richer in resources than any other nation on the planet. Okay. Where does most of the world's oil come from? Africa. Okay. Where did twerking come from? Africa. Okay. Where did Peter Tosh come up? Where did Peter Tosh come up with the lyrics for "You're in Africa"? Africa. Okay, and the rest of you guys are just simply spare children, stepchildren to the genetic pool. Okay, you cannot create an ethno-state away from us. No, we will be with you. Okay, and besides, there's no segregation in heaven. Okay, everybody's everybody's all in together. All the good people are in together. But if you're bad and so forth, you create your hell on earth, and therefore you will enjoy it because you have no other way of getting out of it, except for thinking that you can do it by yourself. You're smart enough. You're a genius. Yeah. I laugh at that. I laugh at that. All right. So as we now know, through our diaspora of Black history, that La Amistad was not just a movie. Oh, no. It was a point in history when the slaves actually revolted, did not get hung, did not get beat up, or anything like that, but they were simply returned home. Okay, and this is how you got the phrase, go back to Africa. So you gotta think, the slaves were saying, no, we having it. Chop up a few people, and throw them overboard. But then again, you got to think about it. I mean, they saw their families, they saw their cousins, their sisters, their nieces, their friends all being tossed off the back of the ship to make sure the ship even made it close to America because of the rough seas. So over the Middle Passage, how many chains of slavery sit at the bottom of the ocean? And not one researcher, not one black entrepreneur has gotten the balls enough to get up and say, let's go find these things, bring these things up, and put these things to rest. It would take a letter out of the word racism altogether, and expose it for what it is, where it came from, and who owes us reparations. The whole world does. But you just can't see it in your heart or in your mind to pay a black man a fair amount of money unless he is like acting like a freaking buffoon, all right, being a step infected, or living under some sort of dictum for Jim Crow. Well, I don't know, man. For all I know, as long as hip hop is ruling the world, I guess it looks like everybody's sucking a very long 40-year trended penis. But then again, chapstick only works for people that use it. Okay. History. All right, let's see. 1827, New Orleans take to the streets for Mardi Gras. A group of masked costume students danced through the streets of New Orleans, Louisiana, marking the beginning of the city's famous Mardi Gras celebrations. Yes, that's how we did. Students. Okay. They didn't say what type of students did that. No, but it's just students. So I guess that's pretty much like how student protests wind up going, partying. Let's see. 1864, federal prisoners began arriving at Andersonville, Georgia. I guess that's pretty much after they lost the war for slavery and capitalism and become the Republican Party as well as the KKK. Let's see. 1869, first African American to address the chamber. John Menard becomes the first black to make a speech in the U.S. Congress. So yeah, see, study about him. Study about him. What did he say? Okay, how about that for homework? All right. Let's see. 1922, the Supreme Court defends women's voting rights, and after that, they become braless feminists with hairy ass arms, and who basically don't know what the hell they're doing at this point. Let's see. Yeah, that's garbage. Let's see. Yeah, that's garbage. That's garbage. And let's see. That's garbage. And let's see. That's garbage. And here we go. 1973, members of the American Indian Movement occupy a hamlet of Wounded Knee in South Dakota at the site of the 1890 massacre of Sioux women, men, and children. Okay, and this was in retaliation to Custer getting his ass whooped. Okay, so here's to all of my Wounded Knee and South Dakota and Lakota men, and women, and families out there. Hey. All right, y'all don't understand that and so forth, then you ain't got no Indian blood in you. You ain't Geechee. All right. Let's see. George Bush Sr. Okay, this is the one that looks like he's having all kinds of Alzheimer's disease. He says Kuwait is liberated, Iraq army is defeated, and therefore the super war that he had was done. Let's see. Cheney escapes Taliban suicide attack, which I wish they should have got his ass. That didn't happen. And in 2010, earthquake in Chile, 8.8, over 500 victims and 1,000 injured. At least it triggered a tsunami which struck Hawaii shortly after, and that was pretty much it. So that's today in history. Some of it's garbage, but hey, what can I say? What can I say? I can say this much. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. This is my head, this is my spout. Anyway, let's look around the world, people. Okay, and of course you guys realize that Edna Cosby, daughter of Bill Cosby, she's dead at 44, so I hope you guys spread some love on that one. Okay. Okay, here we go. Stupid ass news from left, right, center. And what's happening? Eastern Shore Man is, and this is how you know you're in the new world order. Okay, when your crime does not match, the thought of rational. It doesn't. Okay, man, criminally charged, convicted for attempting suicide. Now, since Dr. Kevorkian no longer does assisted suicide, at least there are ways to actually get arrested for trying to do so. Okay, so an Eastern Shore man was convicted on rare criminal charges of attempted suicide and given a sentence that could land him in jail. Ooh, for committing suicide or trying to commit suicide. Okay, here we go. All right, now the 56-year-old man pleaded guilty Thursday in Caroline County District Court to one count of attempted suicide and was sentenced to a 3-year suspended jail sentence and 2 years of probation. The son typically, both of them, typically does not name people involved in suicides. Caroline County's interim cop prosecutor, Joe Riley, told the Sun that the charges was, quote unquote, not something I've seen before, unquote, and said that he would not pursue it in the future. Okay? It's not like we're trying to put this guy in jail or anything, but it says we're trying to get him into a mental health treatment. Then why did you say so? Yeah, y'all just have no better way of describing that. I mean, that's the best you can do. Oh, intellectually speaking, you guys are subpar in that way. Yeah, you're really subpar in your rationale for saying why you're going to charge him for trying to take his own life when what developed those mental health issues was a lack of opportunity, that sort of thing. And 9 times out of 10, on his own merit, he probably squandered away most of his savings of doing so by, of course, participating in the party and bullshit brigade, which, needless to say, even into this day, because I know most people who are over 60 or damn near 60 act like stupid teenagers, thinking they can causing drama and trouble, and not realizing how much karma or karmatic debt they are putting upon themselves, and when it does forward, and when karma calls for her debt to be paid, guess what? Then all of a sudden you guys are like, oh wait a minute, let me put a timeout on this. Let me put a timeout on this so that way I don't get caught up. No. Okay, the rain falls on all, whether you're doing this, that, or anything else. So bottom line here is this: dude's gonna be like pretty much a first in judicial history to ever be convicted of attempting suicide, and now opens up the conversation of. What do you start doing with people who have mental health issues besides trying to institutionalize? So if you institutionalize somebody that has mental health issues, isn't that just the same as putting them in prison? You're keeping them away. Oh, but see, instead of with prison, you can wind up getting wino time. Serve only like 6 months. Okay. Here. Hospital that's intent on keeping you there until they feel that you are, just like in jail, that you're able to how they say, function in this crazy ass society that drove you crazy in the first damn place. Ugh. Oh my God! I mean, it's just crazy how. Okay, and I've watched this pretty much from the last 10 years. I've watched the police department fall flat on its face. Never once showing any kind of grief or emotion to putting somebody with mental health issues down. Okay, and when you're killing people like that, I mean, come on, the homeboy who basically got shot for playing basketball. Okay, playing basketball. Okay, had mental health issues. Okay, and the only solution for that was just to murder him. All right. How many? Okay, here's a question: how many people with mental health issues are actually dead behind police brutality, who have wound up convicted and sentenced to jail, erroneously, because they were misdiagnosed and they were maltreated? How many of those people are actually sitting in prison right now? There are no numbers. There are no immediate numbers, not from, say, like the Census Bureau, because they don't even count them. I mean, if anything, they're going to try and stop them from once you come out of prison, you can't vote. And they're going to do that systematically the year before anyone can vote. So to say like you're gonna like, you know, basically put people in jail and execute them because they do have mental health issues, almost cries, a very difficult. I mean, a very difficult action towards, say, like the Brady Law. And when you have somebody crazy that's basically shooting at people and whatnot, and you know, do they get off? I've never seen, say, like, you know, a black, you know, a person of color, either black or Mexican, as a terrorist doing the exact same shit. I don't. I see a lot of little white people out there doing this crazy shit because they have access to these guns and everything else. So now they're trying to ride on the mental health ticket, so this way they can, you know, be put away or sit up in, you know, in prison for the rest of their lives. Okay, so that's their escape clause. I have mental health issues and I'm going to shoot up a damn school. And I'm white, so I'm not gonna get that much time, but at least I'll be in a place where, you know, I ain't gonna be like, you know, doing anything. Well, I'm getting my ass beat pretty much for the first 60 days, because, you know, I'm out there shooting up kids. People in prison don't take kind of that. But, you know, let alone if this was like some Mexican or some black person that actually did this, oh boy, it'd be screaming the death penalty, wouldn't it? Wouldn't matter if the guy had health issues or not. Okay, or he was walking around with a bomb strapped to his chest and a message for some encrypted psychopath. Okay. That's what the military's for. You join the military. That's when you join in and have your join in with your mental health issues and become that perfect soldier. Yay. Talk about a sucker punch on that one. Okay. Anyway. It is. Oh shit. I got a family of chickadees moving up on my drain pipe. Okay, that just sounded like a very bad piece of innuendo right there. You know, what can I say? Anyway. Okay, Weinstein's going bankrupt. Ain't that matter? Okay, Bill Cosby, you're losing too many people here. You already sacrificed your son. Now you sacrifice your daughter. What are you trying to do? Are you trying to help the Illuminati? I mean, geez, dude, stop the blood sacrifice. Good Lord. All right, so, yeah. Hey, jeez, what the hell? Oh, and another thing, I can actually now, if you have like, you know, like a TV assistant to your smart TV, and you want to, like, you know, get the big bold stereo version of Ktng 860 AM, you can do that on your smart TV. I did that last night. I was amazed. It sounds a lot better than coming out of the speakers I have at the house. But don't believe this. I have a nest of chickadees up there straight up screaming and hollering. Hey, look, I'm not going to give you guys breadcrumbs. It's going to be like making that happen. Then again, man, it's good. We're going to have nice weather today, man. It's like 54 right now. And we're talking like spring-like weather. It's not too hot, not too cold, but it's just right. That sort of thing. Oh, yeah. But I've always, I gotta find me one of these durable women out here. Okay, but I'm looking for specific type. Right? If anything, one that ain't, you know, like some phony ass revolutionary, some phony ass spiritualist, and some phony ass gold digger. Y'all, please move to the side. Just because I have intelligence and I can speak the white man's speak the king's language so effortlessly, or for that matter, you know, make you laugh about 1,000 times over. Does not give you the right to sit up and try and go through my pockets. Does not give you the right to sit up and act like a complete bitch, and does not definitely give you a right to think that you're gonna run my ass. No. I left home when I was 13 years old. So you mean to tell me you got a shot? Better work on your skills, ladies. Better work on your skills. I don't take shorts. I ain't taking no shorts. I ain't taking no shorts. But I will take a place at the table. You know. And I will share my biggest piece of chicken. Anyway, let's get on down through here. This is the halfway point, Ktng 860 AM. You're watching us live on Facebook and on YouTube. And the point of our discussion today is primarily how can we affect our domestic gross product. How can we affect our domestic product here? How can we change our domestic product instead of things that arm militias or anything of that nature? More or less, what are we arming ourselves with? How can we change, the NRA's position on the Second Amendment and to keep them from buying the rest? How do we stop, the GOP from being bought? How do we stop, people from accepting corporate money? Politicians. If we could stop politicians from accepting corporate money, wouldn't that change? Wouldn't that you're taking heroin away from a junkie? When they say the war on drugs, they did not say anything about drugs, okay? And when you're attached to political fervor, you are, needless to say, a political junkie. Now, all you political junkies out there who are basically just sitting there taking all kind of corporate money, you slapping your wrist, looking for that corporate CPAC money, right? Good. Slap them veins, baby. Slap them veins. Might find one clear enough that way the NRA can inject that money all through your blood, which is ice cold. Anyway. Democratic confronts Cheeseburger and basically says less tweeting, more listening. Okay, now we all know that Cheeseburger is basically he's 6 beers short of a six pack. He's not the most incredibly smartest businessman in the world, and from his first year in office, he's managed to do 2 things right. 1, fire the majority of his goombox staff, and 2, attempt. And I say attempt. Okay. Well, that attempt didn't work so well, so of course he had the government shut down on his ass. And now they're looking at it trying to do it twice. Okay, here we go. First letter I, last letter T. Anyway, from the HuffPost, Washington State Governor Jay Inslee, Democrat, on Monday urged your El Presidente Cheeseburger, your commander in beef, okay, the bloatus who ate the POTUS, okay, lay off Twitter and instead listen to Americans and back away from one of his suggestions for dealing with mass shootings. Yeah. I don't know. Is there a point of idiocy that the American public just is still followed by? Or my question is this: is America this goddamn stupid? Really? I'm challenging the entire country. Are you this fucking stupid? Yes, you are, because you're dragging the rest of us in behind this stupid shit. So Trump has Cheeseburger suggested that only 20% of the nation's teachers could help prevent school shootings like the one that occurred earlier this month in Florida that claimed 17 lives. The president also said that those teachers trained to use firearms could even receive pay. Make them unique. I've listened to first grade teachers that don't want to be pistol packing first grade teachers. We need to listen to educators. We need to listen to educators. I suggest we need a little less tweeting here and a little bit more listening. Inslee directly challenged Cheeseburger as he and other governors met at the White House with the President and several of the senior administration aides who are left and have not been fired. Okay. I've listened to teachers, and they don't want to be forced to report harm that any percentage. Former U.S. House member said, I've listened to first grade teachers. I've listened to law enforcement who said they don't want to train teachers. Educators should educate, and they should be foisted upon the responsibility of acting in the first place, in first grade classes. Okay. Inslee ended his remark by saying, so I just suggested we do a little less tweeting here and a little more listening, and I suggest we take Cheeseburger's proposals off the table and move with Dick Brain actually moving ahead on anything that makes sense for the empowerment of, say, like, the people who are looking to improve their lives. When you don't have the infrastructure, built for a lot of the red line districts that pretty much hold everybody into better, like, living in not so desirable places with less opportunity or anything of that nature, then you are the cause of it. It continues the cycle. Okay? For Reuters, about an hour ago, political activist Andy arrived at his local polling site in Eden Prairie, Minnesota on election day 2010, wearing a t-shirt touting the conservative Tea Party movement with the words "Don't tread on me," as well as a button that says "Please ID me." Okay, well, dude, you can't be walking around as a living contradiction. That's like jumbo shrimp. It doesn't exist. Okay. There's enough as a tire was enough to get him stopped. It is traced by a poll worker because Minnesota law forbids voters from donning political badges, buttons, or other insignia inside polling places during elections. So it eventually was permitted to vote, but the confrontation became a key part of a legal challenge that reaches the United States Supreme Court. Excuse me, hold up. How does this reach the Supreme Court so freaking fast when black people in the South who were working in, say, like, right-wing or a conservative right-wing company, okay, who really threatens their position in the White House? How? So the Supreme Court is going to basically be just like that.
Donning political badges.
Wow. When you have issues in Texas, you have issues in Louisiana, you have issues in South Carolina, North Carolina, Florida, of all places. Okay, Alabama, Tennessee, Kentucky, West Virginia. Do I need to go further than Utah? Because obviously that's where the shit starts. So here is 9 justices will hear arguments over whether the state law violates the U.S. Constitution's First Amendment guarantee of free speech. Like it's being represented by that common folk can actually use their services, unless it doesn't make the press. The ACLU. How?
So the Supreme
Court not newsworthy. They get paid by the schlock of it.
Wow.
Oh, it sounds like a very big case. We're going to have to sit we're going against the U.S. judicial system, because this is unfair. I can't wear my favorite shirt.
I was wearing Jesse Jackson for president t-shirts back in the day, and nobody stopped me from voting.
So here's 9 justices will fit arguments over whether the state law violates.
This is just garbage. This is straight garbage. This is flatline garbage right now. Anytime you devise a law to keep people subjugated under some form of oppression, whether it's by voting, whether it's by taking calligraphy or music out of schools, or for that matter, trying to not only that, but control both the birth and the death rates in a freaking country. You are nothing more than a dictator. People, you guys want to live underneath a dictator? By all means.
They get
Go right ahead.
Oh, it sounds like
Go right ahead. This is embarrassing. It's embarrassing. Look what happened to Hitler and Mussolini. Alright?
Judicial system. Because this is unfair.
Why? Oh, why?
I can't wear my favorite shirt.
So they're wearing
my hair like a
Jesse Jackson t-shirt.
Anyway,
back in the day.
Around the world, people. Around the world. This one? Oh no! Here we go.
This is just garbage.
Let's see. There you go. Now, of course, needless to say, they like the Boko Haram girls. There's like 20 of them still missing. And then there is the old ass thing that human rights itself basically. Okay, the human rights. Because we here in the United States take a very serious stand against that, and where other nations, and we're able to point fingers at other nations and tell them bad, you should not do that to human beings. Whereas we get away with it here on a day-to-day basis because it's indoctrinated in our code of democracy, the Constitution. Okay. Where it says, Article 20, where it says Article 23 in the Constitution that you have the right to beat the shit out of black people and brown people and everything else and make sure that their blood is splattered all over the ground. That way we have collateral damage. You take over the land and live as an ethno country more so than a state. Trying to do it. Beautiful.
Now, of course, needless to say, they're still looking for
beautiful. Almost secular to that. But it didn't happen. On the BBC News, Syrian women made to trade sex for aid. What does NATO have to do with that? This is 7 hours ago. Women in Syria have been sexually exploited by men delivering aid on behalf of the UN and international charities.
Themselves, we
I don't know why people don't like the United Nations. Aid workers said men would trade food and ammunition for sexual favors.
Tell them bad, you should not do that.
Okay. Despite warning about this years ago, and they produce shows, it is continuing in the south of the country. UN agencies and charities said they had a zero tolerance for exploitation and were not aware of any cases of abuse by partner organizations in the region. Aid workers told the BBC that the exploitation is so widespread that some Syrian women are refusing to go to distribution centers because people who assumed they had offered their body for the aid they bought home. One worker claimed that some humanitarian agencies were turning a blind eye to the exploitation because using third parties as local officials was the only way to get aid into dangerous parts of Syria with the international staff could not access.
For the BBC News, Syrian women made
United Nations Population Fund conducted an assessment of gender-based violence in the region last year and concluded that humanitarian assistance was being exchanged for sex and violence rates in Syria. Report entitled Voices from Syria 2018 said examples were given of women and girls marrying officials for a short period of time for sexual services in order to receive meals, distributors access for telephone numbers of women and girls, giving them lifts to their houses to take something in return or obtaining distributions in exchange for a visit to a home or exchange for services such as spending a night with them. It adds, quote, women and girls without male protectors such as widows and divorcees as well as females, IDPs, and internally displaced persons are regarded as particularly vulnerable to sexual exploitation. So needless to say, there are wolves in the sheep's clothing at the UN. Peacekeeping, they're keeping the peace already. They're keeping peace and pussy. That's what they're doing. And that's kind of wrong. That is kind of wrong. Yet this exploitation was first reported 3 years ago. Danielle Spencer, the humanitarian advisor working for a charity, heard about the allegations from Syrian women in a refugee camp in Jordan, March of 2015. So it's been going on for 3 years. Okay? The fact of the matter is this, people, you have basically, more human rights abuse and human trafficking than anything else. I mean, come on. It's kind of weird. It's not actually kind of weird, but we're talking close to like a $1 a year industry that has not been stopped. It has not been regulated. If there was supposed to be a war, they try a war on human trafficking. Okay? See how far you're going. Here's a challenge for feminists. Okay? We're so into women's rights and so forth. How about women's safety? Okay? How about that? How about a woman's safety? How about a woman's right to live? How about the human rights that women do have? Okay, how about that? How about let's think outside the box here for a second. Okay, if there were human rights violations to be brought up on any particular places on the planet, and needless to say, the leaders in these communities, or the leaders in the gangs, or the leaders in whatever you got going on and so forth, are held responsible for human trafficking in their neighborhoods or in their states and so forth, and we would put a fine on them or put them in jail, would you not think that this sort of thing would kind of escalate to a point where they are actually looking for the people who are doing this? Why does it take 3 to 4 years before the FBI or the police to do any damn thing in order to get to the bottom of, say, justice? Okay? Oh, Lordy. Okay, as usual. I get one out of every so often. All right, I guess this thing is going to be doing this thing for a while. But in the meantime, go on to our next story here. And I want you guys to think about this. How can we, as a race of human beings, learn to do better on retrieval of say what it is that we do and how we do it. Is there a way to if we can be better, at being human beings? Is there a way? And I mean, is there a way that we can stop stuff like this? Can we find a way of stopping the influx of racism that occurs on a day-to-day basis? Or can we simply erase it from the minds of the youth that are coming up? Okay, the buffer needs to clear. I got buffer issues going on here. Anyway, there is, let's see, pretty much our last story here. German village votes to keep quote-unquote Hitler Bell as memorial. 3 hours ago from the AFP. Let's see. American Free Press, I guess that's what it is. German village has decided to keep the contentious Nazi-era church bell that bears a swastika in the words, "All for the fatherland, Adolf Hitler," arguing it serves as a reminder of the city's dark past. Kind of reminds me of, say, those Confederate statues, okay, that are planted all over the country as reminders of how racist we are here in America. The Parish Council of Herzheim voted 10-3 on Monday. The bronze bell from 1934 should remain as a quote-unquote an impetus for reconciliation and a memorial against violence and injustice. Wow. So wow, that's about as good as it gets. I mean, that's well, we don't really keep it because aesthetically we're just too damn lazy to pull the fucking thing from off the church. Okay, so the council rejected an offer by the regional Protestant church to pay for taking down the 240 kilogram bell and replacing it. All you need is a very strong fat man up there to get it. Okay, that's all. A memorial pointing to the bell's history will now be fixed on the heritage listed church, the Jacob's Kirche. The village was about 700 people, has repeatedly caught national attention for the controversial quote-unquote Hitler bell since the former church organist complained about the inscription. To the fatherland, Heil Hitler. Oh, we have the same thing called, it's called the national anthem, Heil Trump. Okay? I don't know y'all do that shit. But that's one of you. You do it. When he walks through the White House and he's basically trying to say this, that, and everything else, what do y'all do? Clap and you hold your hands. That's just, I don't know. I guess that's pretty much, the levels of chicken shittery that people will go through. So last year, former town mayor, Roland Becker, resigned over comments that appeared to defend not just the bell, but also the Nazi era. Amid the controversy, the bell was silenced last September and a second one used pending a municipal decision on the southwestern village near the university city of Heidelberg. At Monday evening's village mayor Greg Welker said that, quote-unquote, the community needs clarity on which way we should go. Okay, it's real simple. Just get rid of this goddamn thing, all right? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you people, man? Okay? You're out there trying to, clean yourself up from a past of racism that you've had. And that most of your leaders have basically found themselves either hung, dead, or in prison at this particular point in Guantanamo or wherever they may be. But the fact of the matter is, you still have, Journey may still have a little problem with skinheads here and there. Whereas we have a problem with militias that are basically outsourcing every freaking thing they can possibly get their hands on when it comes to providing a reason for an ethno-state within the United States itself. Florida really surprised me of their, white Aryan resistance movements and so forth, in which, needless to say, we all have to take into glance You know, we have to do the Brutus. We have to do the Brutus conundrum, which is, and I say this emphatically, people get close enough towards your enemy and know their exact movements. It makes it that much easier to stab them. Okay. So if anything, we got a lot to think about. We got a lot to do. And my questions are, my ending questions for today are this: what are we going to do as a community of human beings going to be able to do to rectify even our basic problems, such as putting paint on the sidewalks, so this way people can park their cars. You know, handicap stickers, that sort of thing. Okay, so what are we going to do and so forth as far as changing our socio-political stance in this country, more or less the world for that matter. As part of Black history, we've always found ourselves either being inadvertent leaders to our own sorcery, or to our own mathematics, or to our own religion, or to our own premise of education. Okay. And for the most part of it, you have to understand there has to be cultural education involved. There has to be education in understanding how people wind up with, like, say, I guess mental illnesses. Realize that stuff is born within the society itself, within the home, within the carelessness of people who basically should not be having, children that wind up growing up having mental illness. And if that's going to be the case, then guess what's going to happen in a couple of generations when we have no Army, we have no Marines, we have no Navy, we have no Air Force. We're going to have a bunch of crazies running around lunching on the land. And needless to say, there's going to be a lot of places, a lot of pissed off people and so forth, because obviously there's going to be wars happening. Anyway, I got to get my butt up out of here. I'm having all kinds of real stupid problems with this crazy ass this crazy ass machine of mine. So let's get up here and say good morning to everybody. Make sure everybody has a good morning. Dude, okay, cool. First I want to say a good shout up to Lyric L. Ray. He's got his new cut called Blow. I want you guys to check it out. And so we're going to play it today throughout most of the day and so forth, so that way we get a good run. It's going to be put in the rotation for our new music send-off. Okay, and also let's say good morning to our favorites out there. Basically, the people who keep it on. I wonder why my dog, I think, is dropping like this. Okay, well, it's near the end of the show anyway. All right, let's see. Brenda Eakin Perkins, good morning, love. Lynn Coveney, good morning. Gabe Rosales, good morning. Joe Borough, good morning. Chow Negro, good morning. Tammy Sprawlin, my little niece, good morning. Little old lady. Chuck Freeze, good morning. Sean Griff, funniest lady in Ohio, good morning. Around the world, UK, Belgium, okay, Sweden, all my lovely places and so forth. Good morning, International Zulu Nation, out there in the Netherlands. That's right, Iceland. Also, all my fam out in Africa, South Africa, exclusively with Bernard Benzema. Good work on that, bro. Make sure the community understands that hip hop can make the moves. I do want to give a thanks to Moni Love for being the first black woman in the UK to bring hip hop into the national forefront. But I also got to give that props to Debbie Harry as well of Blondie and so forth for doing that and everything, so that way Midtown Manhattan can get in the swing of things. But I got to give it to Moni Love for being the first black female in African American history to crack hip hop market from the UK. Think about it, man. Think about it. That's a hell of honor. That's a hell of honor. I don't think too many people actually realize that. So get out there and buy and get a Moni Love record real quick. All right, people. Let's see. Oh, by the way, tomorrow I go on appointments tomorrow, so I'll have a quick show. I should be done pretty much out of the house by 9:30, and then should be back by 5. But that's tomorrow. Today I'm going to finish out a bunch of applications that I need to figure out why the signal keeps dropping every morning. We'll figure it out. I guess that's the reason why my bill is so damn low. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. All right, people. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in for the Ktng Morning Show. But most importantly, get out there and do your best, and make sure you put a smile on somebody's face today. At least that way, you're doing your job and your soul feels a lot better. Walk high with your smile, with a beautiful smile on your face. Never ever let them take your shine. This has been the Ktng Morning Show. Y'all know me, the Grits Man. And DJ Sucker Punch, he's chasing Rocky right about now, so I guess that's pretty much a done deal. Coming up, I'm gonna have some music from Lyrical El Ray called Blow. So if anybody's out there listening and so forth this morning, by all means, we'll play it again later on tonight too. All right, let me get out of here. All right, love, peace, and chick, please. YouTube, I'm out of here.